Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tacoma Park didgeridoo virtuoso Chris Colvin and the all-female drumming troupe Batala of Washington, D.C.
Hello, welcome. We're so excited that you're here. First, I want to thank our wonderful drummers and our wonderful didgeridoo player. Thank you very much for being here. One more round for them. Good evening and welcome to the second annual Montgomery Community Media Epic Awards. We're excited that you're here. We appreciate your support of MCM. You all look so beautiful, and we hope that you have a wonderful time tonight. Did you know that 3 decades ago, you were given your very own television station? It's true. As a tax-paying resident of Montgomery County, you are entitled to determine the programming of channels 21, 19, and HD channel 995. It's called Access Media, and it's what MCM is all about. It's okay if you don't know a lot about us. People ask me all the time, what is MCM? Or they confuse us with government-run Montgomery County Television. But it's okay if you are just going to learn about us tonight. We hope that by the end of the evening, you'll be more clear on what we stand for and why we honor those who inspire us to facilitate the creation of media that is for and about our community. 33 years ago, the nonprofit organization we now call Montgomery Community Media was born. Our mission was to program and maintain the access television channels given to the public by cable operators. The access channels are part of an allocation of public, education, and government channels known as PEG channels. Not only does MCM program and maintain the 3 access channels I talked about that are designated for public use, but we also train people on how to create that program, and we provide the tools and the facilities for them to do so. Additionally, MCM contracts to the county government some of the technical employees it needs to create government programming like council hearings. Now, we all know that media's changed a lot in 30 years. When MCM was born, creating a television program required a studio and cameras so big you had to be big to push them across a perfectly flat floor. Tonight, as we speak, there's some 16-year-old out there making a movie with her iPhone. And there are tens of thousands of people live on Facebook. The world of media has changed, and so has MCM. We independently create hyper-local, relevant news and information that we deliver over our cable channels and on multiple digital platforms, including mymcmedia.org, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We teach kids how to be backpack journalists using their phones. And we teach business leaders how to deliver their message clearly on video. We support other nonprofits with video services for their communication needs, and we provide news coverage about the good works that they do. We host small business owners in our studio every month for our small business network. They come to hear the best and the brightest of our business community give presentations, and we live stream those presentations. MCM also seeks and supports new content producers who are creating the media our diverse communities want and need. We are helping to fill the news reporting gaps that were left when the Gazette folded in the struggle of all local media to cover our region with diminishing resources. Our goal is to serve you, to represent you, and to reflect you in the media that we create. We are your local media outlet, and we need your support to keep evolving. This summer, we will open our doors for the new Silver Spring Media Lab. Thank you. We're very excited. It's a place that we hope will take us to the next level and help us become even better community collaborators. And you'll be hearing a lot about it tonight, I hope. For now, though, I hope that you have a better understanding of who we are and what we do, and that you'll understand why we feel so privileged to be in the presence of the honorees that we have with us tonight. So again, thank you for being here, and now I'd like to introduce our Master of Ceremonies. Joe Johns is the CNN's Washington senior correspondent. He is nationally known, Emmy-winning journalist, respected for his impeccable reporting on our Justice Department and Supreme Court. Prior to joining CNN, Joe worked for NBC covering the White House and Capitol Hill. But even before millions of Americans came to know him as the veteran journalist he is today, many of us already knew Joe because of his great local news reporting at WRC Channel 4. I was one of the producers who was lucky enough to work with Joe back in the day, and I'm glad that he's here with us tonight, joining us for our second annual Epics Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend and your best local news and national news reporter, and our hometown pride, Joe Johns.
So they invited me back. Do you believe that? What a racket this is, right? You know, it's really a joy to be back here with you because it's family. You know, it's very personal, it's community, it's the best of all possible worlds. And I think the other reason is because I'm scared of Nanette Hobson. You know, I worked with her for years, and I always had this suspicion that if I crossed her, she'd cut me. But, just kidding, Nan. And then the other one, where is she? Jin Kay, right? Creole Events, that was the one who said, okay, you're coming back next year. And I said, well, let me look at my calendar. And she said, can you spell waterboarding? So I'm here. So this event is so wonderful for me, you know, obviously for a number of reasons. I think one of the biggest things that makes it good for me is you hear so many bad things about television news, right? Television in general, the media in general. I hear them every day. All you have to do is look at my Twitter feed. They call me everything but a child of God. They don't use that language, but you know what I mean. So let me read you a couple of the quotes that tell you about my business. You know, I work in television, Today Show for a while, for years, now CNN. Here's the kind of thing people have said, and I have to do it sort of in a dramatic reading form for you to get the full effect. Television is a medium because anything well done is rare. You got it? Okay, and then there's the other one. Hunter, now that was, who was that? Fred Allen. The other one was Hunter S. Thompson, and it's probably my favorite. And that is, television is a money trench where pimps and thieves run free and good men die like dogs for no reason. Horrible, right? And it's not true. I mean, it's not that bad generally, but this is the best. This is the best of television. It's personal, it's our hometown, it's the people we love, and we share this town with. So I'm excited, as I said, to be with you. And for those of you who don't know, it's the second time for me. It's the second time for this. We have a wide spectrum of honorees tonight, honoring some veteran journalists who have dedicated their life's work to helping us know and understand the news. And we're going to find some trailblazers, some media trailblazers in this room who are sharing their perspective, making the community stronger. Now more than ever, I think all of you know, the great power of the media is undeniable. We live in a world where all the media sources, the platforms, and ownership have all come into question, but one thing is certain. The local media landscape is changing. It's very dynamic, and it's always been that way, quite frankly. People want to know more information about their neighborhoods, more information about their schools, about their governments, their businesses. They want to know, they want to share, they want to grow that information all throughout the community. And that's what Montgomery County media is all about. That's what we're here to support tonight. So let's get started. I want to bring our first presenter to the stage. He's no stranger up here. He's actually a comeback kid in some ways. The 2017 winner of the Epic Award for Youth Content Creation. We congratulated him then for the way he reaches back to help others. So we were not surprised when he contacted us and asked us to be a part of this year's awards. by presenting this year's winner. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting this year's award for youth content creation is last year's award winner. Please welcome Anthony Zhao.
Wow, what an introduction. Do we have any students in this room? If you are, please raise your hand. Let's give a round of applause for these students for their hard work and their demonstration of leadership. Now, students today have become the new voices of change. When tragedy strikes, their ability to demonstrate resilience, resolve, and solidarity while supporting one another has revolutionized the millennial generation. Younger individuals like Jessica Thies now have the power to make America better. The Epic Youth in Media Award is given to students ages 18 and younger for outstanding achievement in media creation. A friend of mine once told me that variety is the spice of life, and this year's winner, Jessica, who is just 15, has got all that covered. Not only has Jessica been heavily involved at MCM these past few years, she has also been involved in the Girl Scouts since kindergarten. Her leadership and interpersonal skills aided her in becoming a founding member of the Girl Scout Service Unit's media team and teen social media group. And if that isn't enough, Jessica has also received many accolades. Most recently, Jessica won 2 honorable mentions, one in the C-SPAN Student Cam Awards and one for the Montgomery County Family Justice Center Awards. If Jessica continues to follow her passion, there's no doubt that the young woman you're about to meet will help shape the future for us all.
This Blake High School 9th grader may well be on her way to becoming the film director of her dreams. She is one of the youngest people at Montgomery Community Media to earn certification as a studio director and is also certified as a backpack journalist, studio technician, and field producer. Her dedication and excellent work have earned her a Monty Award and a Haig Elian Volunteer Award. And just recently, Jessica became the first ever Montgomery Community Media volunteer to earn an honorable mention for her entry into the C-SPAN Student Cam Awards. Jessica applies her love of media to public service too. As a member of Girl Scouts since kindergarten, she is a founding member of Girl Scout Service Unit's media team and the teen social media group for the Girl Scouts of the nation's capital. A talent like Jessica's will lead her to soar as she continues to pursue her passion to create and serve.
Wow, let's give her a round of applause. You guys want to hear a cool fact? Want to hear a cool fact? Today is not only the Epic Awards, today is also Jessica Thies' birthday. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the 2018 winner for the Epic Award for Youth Content Creation and birthday girl, Jessica Thies.
Wow. Thank you, Tim. And hello, everyone. It's really amazing to be here tonight. I was beyond thrilled to find out that I would be receiving an Epic Award tonight. And television and film are 2 of my passions, and to be receiving an award for both of those on my birthday is overwhelming, and honestly, it's a dream come true. And I remember about 6 years ago, I was making short films with my friends on my phone and a really, really old camera. And now I'm volunteering at an actual television studio, which honestly I never saw coming, and I still can't believe it to this day. And it is hard to believe, but just 3.5 years ago, when I was 11, one of my best friends from Girl Scouts, Mia Jackson, encouraged me to take Mandy's summer backpack journalism camp, and I said, no, I don't like camps. And I wrote this huge manifesto to my mom about how I was mature and how camps were stupid, and I didn't need to go to a camp because they're so dumb. And you know how moms are, she just signed me up anyway. So as you can imagine, I started off my first MCM camp. unhappy to be there, but that completely changed the moment I met Mandy Wyndham. She was really kind and energetic, and she genuinely seemed to love me and the camp, and I was hooked on MCM right from the start. So what I really appreciated about MCM, and which I was really surprised about, was that they didn't treat me like a child, and they always encouraged me to try new things, take risks, think outside of the box, and learn all sorts of advanced technical skills, which I have never seen before and still use to this day. So I went on to take many different camps, classes, and programs over the past couple of years, and I received an unparalleled education in journalism, film, and TV production, which is honestly amazing. And I would like to thank Mandy Wyndham and Omri Haberman, and I've learned so much from working with both of them, especially for all the big and little things they do to support volunteers, which honestly is so great, and I can't believe they do that. And I loved working with them at the camps, like the green screen camp and the backpack journalism camp, and I've met a lot of friends there, which was great. And I want to thank everyone who invited me to volunteer on their shows, especially Tony Spearman Leach for giving me an opportunity to work on his Telly Award-winning show. And also, I would like to thank Marian Merowitz for letting me be a part of the amazing shows she produces. And while working on her shows, I have learned so much, about television production and also my community. And I would also like to thank Steve Friedman for taking a chance on me and giving me the exciting opportunity to work on a project to raise awareness about veterans. So that's great. It was great to meet others like me who share the same interests, because a lot of my friends or people I went to school with, they didn't really like to film, and I would say they didn't really understand why I thought it was so great. And it was so great to meet Melanie Roberts, who I first met at the very first camp I took, which was the backpack journalism camp. And we most recently entered a film for the C-SPAN student camp competition this past year that won an honorable mention, so that's great. And of course, I would like to thank my parents for supporting me and spending countless hours on the road driving me back and forth, because we live very far away. And finally, I would like to thank my friend Mia Jackson and her mother Lisa Jackson for introducing me to MCM, because honestly, it was just an amazing thing to happen to me. And for me and many others, MCM is an amazing working environment. We are living in historic times, and my generation is rising up and taking action to have our voices be heard on many issues. And at MCM, I've learned so much about media and how it can be used to educate, inspire, and inform. MCM enables my voice to be heard by not just my peers, but by everyone in Montgomery County. Without MCM, I do not see myself carrying out my dreams, which is why I am extremely honored and humbled to accept this award tonight. Thank you.
You know, that's the competition for those of you in the media. She started on the backpack journalism course at 11. How am I supposed to compete with that, right? Okay, couple things. We want to create some buzz out here. So those of you who do Twitter, the hashtag here is hashtag EpicMCM. It's at myMCmedia. So if you want to start tweeting and stuff and stirring things up out there on social media, that's the way to go. And later, right when we start eating, we're probably going to take a little selfie of the whole crowd and post it up there, so that'll be fun. So let's get the party started. The next presenter is also a former Epic Award winner. He's the man responsible for one of the most vibrant community-driven events in our area. In fact, his passion and leadership have turned a small-town book festival into a nationally known example of the best for patrons, publishers, and authors. He's the winner of last year's Epic Award for Education, just happens to be the founder of the Gaithersburg Book Festival, and the mayor of Gaithersburg, by the way. Reading is fundamental. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next presenter, Judd Ashman.
Man, that was a great introduction. One title was missing, which is the unofficial mayor of the Tommy Show on 94.7. I've been told tonight, Maryland version at least. Our next honoree is driven by the importance of our community's libraries. My friend, Mary Ellen Nakaza, remembers having a day off from school in first grade and walking to the Belrose branch of the Queens Public Library with her mom to get her very first library card. It was a big moment in her life. With that card in hand, Mary Ellen used to ride her bicycle to that library with her friends every week to borrow books, and she took part in the children's summer reading program at that very library. That's where it started. Flash forward to today, where after more than 15 years of working for public libraries, Mary Ellen serves as the Assistant Director of Outreach and Programs for Montgomery County Public Libraries. If you think about how libraries fit into our world today, special programs, literacy, learning, sharing, and building partnerships, those are the elements that are the most important roles that our libraries play today. So if you ever hear of a cool program going on at the library or a great community partnership like the one they have with us at the Gaithersburg Book Festival, chances are Mary Ellen Nakaza is right there in the middle of it. She brings the world to our community through books and libraries. And for that, Mary Ellen Nakaza is tonight's winner for the Epic Award for Education.
Mary Ellen Nakaza has a wealth of information at her fingertips. Convincing today's technology-driven society to appreciate public libraries may be a challenge for some, but it's a passion for Mary Ellen. As Outreach and Programs Assistant Director at the Montgomery County Public Libraries, Mary Ellen leads the early literacy, workforce and business development, and summer read and learn programs. She combines content expertise with library science and web producing skills. Under her leadership, the Montgomery County Public Libraries opened their first digital media lab for teens, launched the Career Online High School, and hosted the first annual comic convention, MoComCon. With her dedication and service, the Montgomery County Public Libraries are a role model for libraries everywhere.
Welcome to the stage, Mary Ellen Nakaza.
Good evening. I'm so very honored to be here tonight with all of you and to receive the Epic Award for Education. Thank you for the recognition of the work that Montgomery County Public Libraries does for education, literacy, and lifelong learning. I first met Montgomery Community Media staff Tony Spearman Leach and Denise Fredericks when we were launching the Digital Media Lab at Long Branch Library. And since then, we have truly developed a wonderful partnership, and we have offered educational programs in our community. We have trained our library staff and budding journalists to deliver digital book talks and reviews. We've worked to improve literacy at Montgomery Village Middle School, and we brought the National Endowment for the Arts Big Read to Montgomery County this spring to celebrate the immigrant experience. Neil Gaiman is a well-known author and supporter of libraries, and he has said, libraries are about freedom, freedom to read, freedom of ideas, freedom of communications. Libraries are about education, which is not a process that finishes the day we leave school. Libraries are about entertainment, about making safe spaces, and about access to information. I am pleased to accept this Epic Award on behalf of all the Montgomery County Public Library staff because all of us work on a daily basis to support lifelong learning, education, and literacy. I'd also like to thank my family, especially my husband Javier, who came here tonight with me, and our children Victoria and Christian, who are very supportive of me and my work and listen to me talk for many hours about what we do at libraries. I'd also like to thank our former library director and my mentor, Parker Hamilton, and our acting director, Anita Vassallo, who have a vision of lifelong learning in the public library. Thanks too to my programming team, Clotilda Puertilis, Adrian Van Leer, and Christine Freeman for their dedication to creating rich educational programs. And thank you too to the Friends of the Library, Montgomery County, their staff, Ari Brooks and her whole team, who are so supportive of the work we do in libraries. Thank you, Montgomery Community Media, for recognizing the educational roles that libraries play in our community and for all you do in helping our community to stay informed and to tell its story. Thank you.
those awards are just amazing. Jen Kay was telling me a few minutes ago that they're actually handmade and hand designed. I wish there was someone who could actually come out and give us a little bit more information. I'll work on that. That's a reporting thing. Our next presenter is a hard-working local reporter, by the way, who is making her mark on Telemundo 25. She's helping her NBC family address the news and information needs of our local Spanish-speaking community, which is growing, of course, as we all know, in leaps and bounds. A graduate of George Mason University, Carla's in the forefront of connecting our region's diverse communities with the daily news stories that affect us all. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carla Flores.
Buenas noches. Latinos in the house? Ah, good, good, good. All right, well, it's a pleasure to be here with you folks, and let me get started with this award recipient I'm really excited about. Lorna Virgili has a special relationship with the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Cuban-born and raised, she's experienced life without freedom of the press. Can you imagine that? As a journalist in America, she's exercised the First Amendment to the fullest. She's reported for both Telemundo and Univision, covering Consumer Reports, the U.S. Capitol, and the White House. What's more, Lorna has also run as a candidate for the United States House of Representatives. And if I may add a personal note on that, I want to share the first time I met Lorna. I was just starting out as a reporter with Telemundo Washington, and I was covering an event for Montgomery County Executive Leggett was there, and she was there reporting as well. And you know, when you walk into a room and Lorna's there, I mean, you notice her right away. She's this beautiful, like red hair, bright, you know, in your face, almost like Jessica Rabbit. Do you guys know who that is? Beautiful, right? But you know, she came up to me and she introduced herself and I introduced myself. And from that very beginning, I was able to see how serving she was. She has a serving heart. And she understands how this industry of journalism has changed for young women like myself. And she was willing to help facilitating interviews. And every time we meet at any event, whether she's covering or she's there as a spokesperson, she's there to help. She's there to, you know, give me the info I need to get my story done. And for us, you know, that's really helpful. And I'm so happy that she's getting this award. And without further ado, Lorna puts her heart into everything she does as a mother, as a public servant, and as a communicator, and it shows.
Lorna came to Florida from Havana as a part of a U.S. Department of State family reunification program. She learned English as a second language and graduated high school and college before realizing her dream of becoming a journalist. Working first as a reporter for Telemundo, Lorna moved on to Univision before coming to Washington, where she covered the White House and the Capitol for Hispanic communities in 500 markets across the United States. Today, Lorna runs her own business, the National Hispanic Communications Group, and is the official Spanish language spokesperson for the Montgomery County government. She designs and implements Hispanic outreach projects and produces and hosts television and radio shows in both Spanish and English. Her dedication and skillful reporting have garnered numerous journalism awards, including a Telly for her work with the county government. Her extraordinary leadership and exceptional talent as a communicator make her this year's Epic winner for multicultural content.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the 2018 Epic winner for multiculturalism, the beautiful Lorna Virgili.
Gracias. Let me take a deep breath. Thank you so much, Carla. What a beautiful young lady, right? I'm so excited that predecessors here on the stage were actually females. So with that, I want to say good evening, muy buenas noches. First, I would like to congratulate all of tonight's award recipients. Felicidades a todos, and thank you so much for your very hard work. Earlier this evening, somebody actually asked me if I was really Latina, and yes, I am. I'm also a born redhead female. That makes me quite a unique minority. As you heard, I grew up in La Habana, where we had only 2 television stations and 1 national newspaper. The 3 media outlets were obviously controlled by the government. As a kid, on television, I got to watch black and white Russian cartoons and Fidel Castro's never-ending speeches. I grew up with communist propaganda. I call that the real fake news. When I came to this country, I went to high school and I was placed in an ESOL class. There I met my teacher, Mrs. Berkowitz. She was African American, married to a Jewish gentleman. I still remember 2 pieces of advice she gave me. I also can still see her face. I can picture her hair, her nose, and her smile. She said to me, "You have a big mouth. Try to make a living out of it." And she also said, "This is your country now. Cherish freedom and freedom of the press." At that time, I really did not understand the meaning of those words. Today, more than ever, it is imperative to protect those freedoms. She also recommended that when I would get home after school, that I would watch cartoons and television newscasts to learn English faster. So there I was, most late afternoons and evening watching Scooby-Doo. Yes, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And the nightly news with the late Peter Jennings. That's when I fell in love with television broadcasting. And well, with Peter Jennings too. I got inspired by that great generation of American journalists, and we have one of them right here sitting with us tonight. During my 28-year career, I have been blessed to be one in a handful of Spanish language journalists that have been Washington, D.C. correspondents covering the White House and Capitol Hill. There's a colleague of mine that has done that same thing right here tonight. His name is Armando Trul. He's sitting over there. I love you, man. Bringing news and information in Spanish to Hispanics in 500 markets across this country has been an honor and a great responsibility. Today, as Hispanic Public Information Officer, radio show host, and bilingual television broadcaster for Montgomery County government, that duty continues to be the epicenter of my daily life. For that, I thank our county executive, Isaiah Leggett. He's sitting right here. PIO Director Patrick Lacefield, and my very talented and dedicated colleagues at the Office of Public Information, who support my multicultural work every day to bring news and information to the more than 200,000 Hispanics in this county in our native language, Español. Now, if you allow me, I would like to personally thank 3 people. Please do bear with me. My stepdad is here, the Reverend Aurelio Magariño. He is also a science professor. He has been married to my mother for 34 years. Just for that, I know he's going straight to heaven. Sorry, Mom. As a minister of the Hispanic Lutheran Mission Society of Metropolitan Washington, D.C., for 23 years, he has been ministering to the spiritual and social needs of Latinos right here in Montgomery County. Now, you all better behave, the pastor is in the house. My mom is here too, Ms. Graciela Virgili. Her name actually means grace. And she has been gracefully the pastor's wife for these many years, serving alongside at the grassroots level here in our community. I call that la trinchera, the trenches. She came from Cuba as an adult, no English. She worked evenings cleaning offices at the headquarter offices of Florida Power and Light Company. That's kind of like the equivalent of Pepco, Debbie, in Miami. On weekends, she sold flowers in street corners in order to support my sister and I. She understood how important education was, and she also knew how outspoken I was. Back then, on her minimum wage salary, she paid a professor from the language department at Florida International University $50 an hour so I could take accent reduction classes. That, so one day, maybe just one day, I could do the crossover and do news in English language. Just for you to know, the accent is reduced. It never disappears. Now, while I've been on the air for all these years, the two of them, right there in the 23-year span, they have cared for hundreds of Hispanic families in our backyard, here in this community. I am very proud of my immigrant parents. Now, I want to thank my son, Daniel Menendez. He actually puts up with me every single day of my life. He is, yay, Daniel. He is part of our first generation born in this great United States of America. He has a very clear understanding of the multicultural community we live in. Daniel is fluent in English and Spanish, of course, proficient in French and Italian, and about 2 years ago, he took a very special interest about all things Japan. All this time, he has been formally learning Japanese, and he has already visited 6 cities in Japan. Oh, he also speaks code or coding. So that's 6 languages. In just 25 days, he will be graduating from the University of Maryland College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences with a bachelor's degree in computer science. I'm a bit glad it's not media. He will be part of that 2% of Hispanics employed in STEM in this country. Most importantly, he is proud of being Cuban American and knows that elevating our multicultural heritage and excellence with innovation in service is part of his future. He is totally available, ladies and gentlemen, for a job. I need him out of my basement. So as you can see, in my family, we take being multicultural with great regard and passion. We bring together media, technology, science, and God. Go figure. I want to thank all of you for honoring us tonight. However, I do feel that this recognition is also shared with our Hispanic community right here in Montgomery County, especially our youth. I cannot leave the stage without plugging my community volunteer work, which is the Maryland Hispanic Gala. We're a 100% volunteer organization, and we fundraise to grant scholarships to minorities in need. I thank you very much for this award. I love you people from MCM. We work together. And lastly, it's been 38 years since I first met my ESOL teacher, Ms. Berkowitz. I really don't know where she is today, but in my heart, this recognition also belongs to her. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just fascinated by the awards. These things are so beautiful. Look at that, and they're really heavy too. You know, you can. I know that everybody's back there talking about the awards. Okay, hold on. So one thing I didn't do is I didn't say or mention the fact that County Executive Ike Leggett is sitting right here. There's great appreciation in this room for your presence and your support of this important cause. Our next presenter supports the causes that enhance life for everyone in Montgomery County. He gives more than money because his concern is for people more than causes. He gives time, he gives himself, and once you meet him, you know that for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of the MCM Board of Directors, Jeffrey Slavin.
Good evening, everybody. Isn't it an incredible night for the second Epic Awards? So, as everyone here knows, communications are key in any endeavor. So I'm here to present the Epic for Communications Leadership. Our next winner has made a career of communicating, first as an anchor for NBC4, and then in media relations at one of the area's premier energy companies. Her communications acumen led her to positions of increasing responsibility there and put her in a place to help more and more people. Debbie Jarvis leads by serving. Just ask, there are hundreds of organizations, but we will single out a few. The Boys and Girls Clubs, Leadership Montgomery, Catholic Charities, the Children's National Medical Center, Generation Hope, the Washington Women's Foundation, and I could go on and on all night, but I won't. So no matter the endeavor, corporate, nonprofit, or charitable, Debbie Jarvis communicates caring. Roll the video.
Debbie Jarvis has had quite an impact on the Washington metropolitan community since her arrival in the early 1990s. As Vice President Corporate Relations for Pepco Holdings, an Exelon company, Debbie leads the way in showing how companies can contribute more to their communities. She joined Pepco in 2004 after working 10 years as a news anchor and reporter for NBC4. Since then, she has applied her exceptional talents to helping Pepco build community partnerships with lasting benefits. Debbie's focus on corporate leadership and social responsibility led to the creation of a STEM program with the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington that helps young people achieve in the sciences. Additionally, Debbie has devoted her time to the boards of several charitable organizations and is a member of Leadership Montgomery. Debbie is a guiding light, a true leader for those who want to lead and serve by giving back and making a difference in people's lives.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in honoring the winner of the Epic Award for Communications Leadership, Debbie Jarvis.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Okay, so this young man right here is not working tonight. He actually belongs to me, and I asked him to walk me up. And while he was watching the video, he was talking about my mini hairstyles. I still will take you home tonight. Thank you very much, E.J. Jarvis. You may leave the stage now. And he's only 17 and a junior in high school. I know. Lorna, aren't we proud of our sons? Where'd she go? She's around here. Yes. I'm very humbled by this award this evening. I'm usually the one who's at the microphone, giving out an award to someone else, recognizing someone else. And so let me pause right now and just say thank you. Thank you to my dear friend, Jeffrey. He's one of my BFFs. Anytime you meet Jeffrey, he's going to be your BFF. I have to say very heartfelt thank you to Nanette Hobson. Love you. She was my assistant news director at NBC4. There's this theme around here. It's, you know, it's like once you're in the family, you are in the family, right, Joe Johns? His wife at the time introduced me and my husband. So, EJ, he's responsible for you being here. Look, you take every opportunity you can to embarrass your children, don't you? He'll never come with me anywhere again. I want to thank the VOG, or Voice of God, Tony Spearman Leach, and everyone at Montgomery Community Media. Yay! It's been great to work with you all over the past couple of years. Josiah Henson, making sure that production went off without a hitch. And of course, First Lady Catherine Leggett. It was a pleasure working with you on that as well. Communications, once it's in your blood, it's in there forever. My major in college was international business. And then I got the bug by doing some community television opportunities. And next thing I knew, I was doing it for real on radio and then TV, and that was after having been in sales. And you know, I've done quite a bit. But the most important job or role or position that I've held outside of being EJ and Jacob's mom has been being able to serve the community, heading up corporate relations and for Pepco, and I thank Pepco for giving me the opportunity to give a voice to the voiceless. That's a way of communicating, and we've communicated, or they've allowed me to communicate in the community by ensuring that organizations that need assistance, not only just about dollars, but talking with them, helping them understand how to make it through fundraising and volunteer efforts and reaching the community and telling the story about their mission and getting others who want to be involved to help out too. I've had the pleasure and the blessing, I do believe, of God to help those in the community, because to whom much is given, much is required. And I know many of you, go ahead, applaud on that one. Thank you. Many of you in this room feel that same way. And so, although I'm not on air, I am helping others tell their story in order that they can help others. Again, being able to give a voice to the voiceless. Education, children, and workforce development are keys to the economic stability in a household, but in a community. Those are the areas that I have had an opportunity to have an impact in outside of, everything else that I'm doing, serving on 12 different boards and everything. There's specific boards and why I've served, because I do believe in servant leadership. I lead to serve, I serve to lead. And speaking of leading, let's turn that to leaving. Many of you know that at the end of May, I will be leaving Pepco. But I am leaving Pepco in a good position, leaving a great legacy, having helped the company, as I was asked to do, to create a more focused and more robust impact in the community. And so I know that I will be leaving having done so. But you can rest assured that I may be leaving Pepco, but I'm not leaving the community. I will be out there somewhere doing something, continuing on, because I do believe in that servant leadership and doing well by doing good. So I accept this award tonight. I thank you, Nanette. I thank you, Jeffrey. I thank everyone at My MC Media. I want to thank my family for being here with me this evening, my son, EJ, who you met, my father-in-law, Dr. DeMaurice Moses, my Pepco colleagues, my Leadership Montgomery family, woo! Class of 2012, woohoo! Biased a little bit. But again, I just want to thank you all, and I encourage you to, when you get an opportunity to reach out your hand to help, please do. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
And now I want to welcome to the stage the Board of Director, Cherie Skinner, who is our Development Committee Chair.
All right, thank you, Jeffrey. Hi, everybody. Hey, listen, it's a party. We don't have to be so quiet in here. We can cheer, we can clap, it's all good. Don't be afraid. We know it's awards and you're all dressed up and pretty. Other guys, oh, handsome or whatever. All good. I'm gonna go off script for like 10 seconds. They're gonna hate me for it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because there's something very, very important that I must do. We, on the board of directors, envisioned the Epic Awards a few years ago, and we're in our second year. And as the development chair on the board of directors, I must acknowledge my fellow board members. So if you are on the board of MCM, please stand up. Please stand up. Thank you so much for your leadership, for your fellowship, for your creativity, for thinking out of the box. Thank you also to all the MCM staff. You know, this would not be possible without all the staff. So where are you, staff? Come on. Where are you? All the staff, stand up. Nanette, everybody, come on. Stand up, take your bows. Thank you so much. Jennifer, on point, girl. That's right, thank you so much. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. It's been amazing to serve on the board of MCM. I'm very proud to be among this amazing group of people. And so, my job up here is to present the award, and so I'm gonna get to that. So, each year, MCM celebrates our Access Media producers and volunteers with their very own awards known as the Monties. One of the most coveted awards tonight is the Monties Choice Award, given for exemplary volunteer-produced media content. This year's Monty Choice winner is Stephen Friedman. He is the founder and hands-on director of Humanity TV, a program that encourages volunteerism through storytelling and media training. He is also the creator of Travel Television, a series that encourages people to participate in humanitarian causes all around the world. Steve is in our audience. Steve, there he is. So ladies and gentlemen, please help us honor Steve Friedman as the winner of Monty's Choice Award. Thank you, Steve. And look, he's getting his very own Epic Award. Awesome. Thank you, Steve. All right. Volunteers like Steve are the lifeblood of public access television. Their dedication to the craft educates the community. Their connection to the community allows them also to tell the stories that are important to us. And their commitment to service enables us to paint a true picture of who we are in Montgomery County. And I don't live in Montgomery County, but I feel like I'm a part of it too. Worked in Montgomery County, and I'm connected to an MCM family, so this is awesome. The volunteers, the MCM staff, and our wonderful facilities in Rockville are vital to this process. Later tonight, you'll learn a little bit more about our new facility here in Silver Spring. So that's very, very exciting. Your support is vital. So stay tuned because we'll be asking for your support very, very shortly.
Okay, let's get this selfie going before we go too much further, right? So if I can figure out how to work my camera right, I think I did this last year. Okay, we're gonna switch it around. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take a picture, I'm gonna put it up on Twitter, and you guys can, you know, retweet if you want to, all right? Here we go. Everybody wants to be on social media. All right. And now you've probably heard our next Epic Award presenter's voice on your radio as you zip around the DMV or sit in traffic or get bagged by speed cameras or whatever's happening out there. Since 2011, Kelly Collis has hosted the Tommy Morning Show on 94.7 Fresh FM. The Washington Post named her a top influencer of people under 40 years old. That includes me. Stop it, Nanette. You think that's way too funny. We're lucky because not only will we get to hear Kelly's voice, we're also going to get to meet her now. Kelly Collis, where are you? All right.
Wow, I am so honored to be here tonight, not only to give an award to one of my best friends and colleagues, but to represent radio and live and local media. It is so cool to be in this room tonight. I grew up in Bethesda, so it's awesome. Now I need to talk about Tommy. Tommy McFly. He is one of my best friends and colleagues. We have been doing radio together for about 7 years, and we joke a lot because I know a lot of his secrets, and he knows a lot of mine. We were friends before we did this whole radio gig together, and we say if we ever reveal those secrets, it's mutually assured destruction. So I won't do that tonight. But I want to talk about Tommy because not only does he have a passion for what he does every morning with our radio family, but he does have a strong social media presence like so many of us have to do in the media these days. But he does it with such pride and passion, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, but it's really his Twitter feed that is like the strong thing that he does. He's actually probably tweeting right now. I'll give a shout out to your Twitter handle, Tommy, at Tommy McFly. Oh yeah, see, are you like live streaming or doing whatever he's doing? Okay, yeah, oh, he's on live Facebook right now. And he does a lot of ridiculous tweets, and he also tweets about his dog and his husband. He's a newlywed. But what I love about Tommy is that he cares about the community, and he has a lot of passion projects and charities that he's very involved in, including Best Buddies. So I can't give him too much of a hard time because he does use that vehicle to get out so many good messages out in our community. So I guess they prepared a video for you. Are you gonna like live stream that as well? Okay, so no one deserves this award more than ever for social media. I guess roll the video, Tommy.
Tommy McFly has a voice and personality that makes everyone feel like a friend. He delivers laughs, celebrity news, inspiration, and information to nearly 1 million people every week on The Tommy Show, 94.7 Fresh FM Radio, and as an online and TV correspondent for NBC4. But that's just the beginning. Tommy is a social media influencer and multimedia star who often unites our diverse local communities. Tommy meets his audiences where they are and takes them along to wherever he is going. Whether it's emceeing the White House Easter egg roll, or the National Christmas tree lighting, or raising funds for local charity, he creates shared experiences that benefit our region as a whole. Originally from Scranton, Pennsylvania, Tommy is a media and communication standout in the Washington market. He is constantly giving back through his service on boards and by helping to raise money for organizations that do the good work in our communities, like the American Red Cross, Make-A-Wish, the Alzheimer's Association, and Best Buddies. And he makes it an enjoyable experience for all of the tens of thousands who are part of his social media family.
So when they handcrafted this gorgeous award, Facebook Live stand, probably not a thought, but this is incredible. Thank you so much for this epic award. This whole night, let's hear it for this entire night, because this entire evening, oh my goodness. has been so epic. Montgomery Community Media, you are incredible. The work you do every single day, the way that you influence socially, online, on the air, in person, inspires me every single day. I moved to the area in 2006. I lived in North Bethesda when it was still called Rockville. So Montgomery County is where I put down my first roots and where I found my love for this region. So I just want to thank you so much. We're doing it on Facebook Live right now. There are tens of people tuned in who are enjoying this moment with us. And so I wanted to just thank all of them for viewing and being involved. And I want to thank Kelly, because actually Kelly taught me how to use Twitter. Kelly was an early adapter of Twitter, at City Shop Girl is her handle. And she goes, "Hey idiot, it's just like the radio, just put it on the internet." And I was like, oh, so the things we're doing on the radio, the things we're talking about, we can share on social media. And we try every single day on The Tommy Show, Kelly, Jen Richer, our third co-host, and I, to just put a smile on your face, to share some good news, and to share some inspiration in the morning to get you throughout your day. And social media has been such an awesome vehicle to do that 24/7. I'm told you're not supposed to do that when you're having dinner with friends or your husband or date night, whatever, but you know, you gotta break a few eggs once in a while to win an award like this, right? But the thing about social media, whether you are on the radio, whether you are a bus driver, whether you are a student, whether you are a stay-at-home mom, you have a platform, you have a network, you have people, and my goodness, do we ever need good things on Twitter. So please share some good, uplifting moments. You can leverage what you got. You can turn your social media, your own personal following and audience, and make good things come of it. No one does it better than Andrea Roan, another one of our award winners tonight. Her Twitter handle is @abuddy, and you ask what that's about, and she tells you her story. So thank you to everyone who has blazed a trail, who has taught me how to be a good citizen, who has taught me how to use social media for good, who has talked me out of tweeting that tweet that I really want to tweet, but it probably is not the best thing to tweet. And thank you so much to MCM for this incredible award. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank this region enough for adopting me, for letting Montgomery County, the DC area around the Beltway become my home, and for accepting me and letting me have absolutely the best job in the entire world, talking to you and being a part of this community every single day. I thank you so much. This really is heavy. Thank you very much. Gonna end the Facebook Live now. Bye, everyone.
He's also got the very best name in the entire world for media, Tommy McFly. How cool is that? It's like, Mom, why didn't you think of that? Now, here comes our next presenter. I got to tell you about her. I worked with Pat Lawson-Muse at WRC way back in the day. I mean, long time ago, but I don't understand it because somehow she's younger than me. You know, you look, she's so beautiful, and she doesn't change. One of the nicest human beings I think I have ever met in the television news business across my many years. A decent human being in what can sometimes be a tough and competitive environment. She first hit the local airwaves in the anchor chair in 1982. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Emmy Award-winning journalist, Pat Lawson-Muse.
Thank you, Joe, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's more than an honor to be here tonight and to be here among so many wonderful people who've made so many wonderful contributions, and to be among wonderful colleagues like Nanette and like Joe and like Debbie, all of whom I've worked with over the years and have come to know as wonderful, kind, and giving human beings. The next award winner tonight falls right into that category. She's been an inspiration to many, and certainly an inspiration to me. I've admired her and her work for so long. Admired the fact that everything she does excellently with her whole heart. She's regal, she's very elegant, She's a veteran anchor and reporter here in the nation's capital. Most of all, she's a journalist whose work has been a work of commitment and a selfless work. Without a doubt, work that has saved many lives in this community, literally. Andrea Roan graces the news desk with her compassion, with her commitment, and with her skill day after day. She's been that steady voice during breaking news over the years. She's seen local news change and evolve. She's reported on the most important issues that affect all of us. She's the face and the passion behind Buddy Check 9, a local campaign for breast cancer awareness. And for these reasons and so many more, Andrea Roan is an inspiration to her colleagues, to me, to many, and to her audiences.
Integrity, compassion, diligence. News anchor Andrea Roan exemplified all of these attributes from the moment she began appearing on Channel 9 in 1981. As a former New Orleans principal, her passion for education inspired Andrea to create the Buddy Check 9 initiative at WUSA. It still increases awareness of breast cancer detection and treatment today through news reports and community service projects. Susan G. Komen for the Cure named Andrea the 2010 Rebecca Lipkin Honoree for Media Distinction. She has received numerous local and national awards and recognition of her work and her community contributions, including the Board of Governors Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences in June of 2015. Andrea gives from the heart, at home, at work, and in our community.
She's inspired, she's uplifted, she's served and saved lives. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner of the 2018 Epic Award for Community-Inspired Content, my colleague, my friend, Andrea Roan.
Good evening, everyone. Like everyone else is saying, what amazing award this is. We've received several plaques and certificates over the years. I know all of us could say that, but nothing as spectacular as this. So thank you to the artists for creating something so unique. This is absolutely fabulous. Thanks to MCM for honoring me with this recognition. I am basically an accidental journalist. My passion was born out of education. When I was growing up in New Orleans, it was part of the segregated South. And when you don't see yourself in the narrative on TV, because there were few people who looked like me on TV, you don't dream that dream. But when opportunity opens a door, I had wise parents who said, push it back, look and see what's on the other side. And basically that's how I left the classroom and went into television as an education reporter. And then we had the opportunity, my husband Michael, you saw in some of the pictures, to come here to Washington, D.C., his hometown. I must credit him with being my first teacher in broadcast journalism. Coming out of public television, going into commercial TV, I was still used to doing 20, 30-second sound bites, unheard of in commercial TV. He taught me how to cut it down 10 seconds, 8 seconds, whatever. This has been an amazing, amazing journey. 37 years just at Channel 9, but many years before that, and many people to thank. I have seen changes. Tommy is the king of social media. I'm still one finger pecking, whatever. But to Montgomery County, I must say thank you. It's good to be back on the stage. On Monday, I was on the Imagination stage for Montgomery Serves with the county executive, Ike Leggett. His wife, Catherine, was there, and they asked me back to be the host of that. So Montgomery County was also the first place when we moved back to Washington, D.C., where we owned our first home in Bethesda. And right now, like Cherie, I'm not a resident of the county any longer, but I can see Silver Spring from my bedroom. We're on the other side of the circle in D.C., so we are close by, and I do almost everything in Montgomery County. This is an amazing night for me. My name is on this. but this does not belong to me. Tommy said I could tell you what "at a buddy" means. Being a buddy means every 9th of the month reminding men and women of the things they need to do to practice early detection in the fight against breast cancer. Their name should be on this plaque. For 25 years of my 37 years at Channel 9, we've been doing Buddy Check 9, and I've met amazing women and men who've shared their stories with me, how they fought the beast that is breast cancer, with courage, with laughter, and by faith. It is because of them that you are recognizing me, and because of them, I accept this award. Like Debbie, you've seen the different hairstyles, but the other thing that's new is after 37 years, July will be sayonara for me at Channel 9. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be in town, and I'm still going to be doing my charity work, and I look forward to working with many of you on some of those activities that we've done before. But it's definitely time to move on, turn that alarm clock off after 1:45 a.m. wake-up calls, now 5:45 a.m. But again, on behalf of the men and women breast cancer survivors, those who have lost their battles, but their families who carried on for them, I accept this award in their honor, and I thank you for honoring me with this beautiful award. Thank you.
I'm back. All right, so much has been made about the awards, and I just want to fill folks in that this is an EPIC award. They are made by the nonprofit group Arts on the Block, which is a Montgomery County group. They were designed for us last year, but each award is unique. These crystals are hand-placed by students, and they're all different designs. So every awardee, as you meet them tonight, ask them to show you their award. They're different color combinations, different shapes, and they're quite beautiful, and they're quite heavy. So I wanted to clear that up. I'm also here to talk just a little bit more about our new location in Silver Spring. I want you to know that just a few blocks from here, walking distance from here, Montgomery Community Media will be opening a new studio classroom. Hopefully by the end of the summer, it'll be operational. And it will be a place to do more of the things that we've been talking to you about tonight. It'll be a place to learn. It will be a studio to create programs. It will be a place to train on media equipment that we will, by the way, provide to you, lend to you, so that you can create the content that you want to create. We're very excited to come to a highly accessible address in Silver Spring. This location on 2nd Avenue is at street level. It's walking distance from the metro. And it's a place where literally anybody in this room, if you have a relationship with us, could sit down in a studio, we could hit a few switches, and you can do a program. You can have a conversation with somebody about something that's important to you, and we will help you produce that program, and then we will distribute it for you. That's what we do at Montgomery Community Media. That's what makes us different. And we're so excited to become part of the vibrant conversation that is happening in this part of the county. This is just such a wonderful place to be. I used to live not too far from this location. In fact, I raised my daughters in Montgomery County. One went to Blair, the other went to Einstein. Yep, I'm a Montgomery County mom, and I understand what a remarkable opportunity it was for my kids to grow up in this neighborhood. Our notes came home from school in 8 languages. I mean, this is a place where you could go to the grocery store, be in line with practically the whole UN, and it's a great experience for a child to have, especially, you know, a child of means. You know, why not go there? This is an opportunity, this neighborhood in particular, where all kinds of people live. And in fact, our location in Silver Spring is being provided to us by the Housing Opportunity Commission of Montgomery County. We entered a partnership with them. So in the building where we're located, there will be mixed housing, mixed-use housing, and we have an opportunity to teach kids and seniors, which I'm very excited about. I can't wait to create the first class where there are older people and younger people, because as a grandma, which is what I am, my grandsons teach me a lot, and they love teaching me. Everything I know about Alexa, I learned from my 6- and 7-year-old grandsons. And and we talk to each other using Alexa. My point is this: there are bridges to be crossed. There are bridges to be built, and media is a great way to do it. And MCM is a very positive and wonderful way for you to do it. So please get involved with us. I know this is an elegant evening, and I'm so glad you're here, and I want you to come back next year too, but I want you to help us get stronger and get bigger and get better by next year. So I'm done. This is for you.
Wow, tonight is one of inspiration, celebration, acknowledging very deserving awardees, sharing, laughing, and taking a moment to support this incredible organization. So let's all applaud.
Let me first of all thank all of you for coming out tonight. This really has been an inspiration. I note a couple of things on the program tonight, the people that you are providing awards to. Clearly, most deserving are so many in the media that we've had an opportunity to honor. But I'm going to take a point of personal privilege to acknowledge two people very especially, because I have a connection with them among a variety of other things. One is Cokie Roberts and Andre Rohn. Now the connection is, along with myself, we're all from Louisiana. Now, there's a little bit of a difference. Both Cokie and Andre are from New Orleans. Now, when Andre described it earlier, she said that she originally started in New Orleans. Now, she has changed over the years because traditionally, she would have said, I'm from New Orleans. But she has done a terrific job. And the thing about both of them, just in the last few days, in addition to the things that you see on the media about them, they have been very involved in the community. Cokie just recently at a library dedication. Andre just recently at Montgomery Serves. I note that because I see so many people in the media who are not just the faces behind the cameras, not just the faces that you see in front of the cameras, but people who are actively engaged in our community. So I want to thank all of you, whether you're behind the camera, in front of the camera, involved in some aspect. I see so many of you actively engaged in the community. And I also want to acknowledge, I heard a very, very strong plug for Montgomery County by Tommy McFly. I want to put him on our videos and send him out because he was describing Montgomery County, you know. Thank you. Catherine?
Yeah. The arts and humanities were very, very important to me growing up in Mount Vernon, New York, right outside the Bronx. It was the beginning of my music. I was allowed to play the clarinet as a child, and that was the opportunity that opened my eyes to a whole new world of opportunities. I understand that exposure and access to the arts can change the course of a life. That's what, in fact, happened to me. That's why it's so important, so very important, for us to support institutions like Montgomery County Community, I always say Montgomery County, everything, but Montgomery Community Media. We have an opportunity here in Silver Spring with the Media Lab, which will bring professional equipment, studios, and classes to a larger population than ever before, making it possible for residents to tell their own stories like mine. The Media Lab is a key that can open doors to the arts for an entire community, and Ike and I ask you to continue your support.
Both Catherine and I believe strongly in opening doors for others. Is one of the things that attracted us to public service. Now, in my final year and final administration, I am taking stock and pondering those accomplishments of which I am most proud. One of them is the Open Montgomery Initiative. It's a program that increases residents' ability to monitor the county's spending, to access the way we provide services, and to access those services when and where they are most needed. Montgomery County Media, Montgomery Media, helps keep communities connected to information they need while creating the stories about leaders they need to know about. MCM needs your support to complete the Silver Spring Media Lab. It will be a place where residents can take media classes, access media technology, or produce content that matters.
So Ike and I wanted to make sure that you understood that we are here to support what's going on. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for the big award of the night. Here to present the Epic Chairman's Award is the President of the Board of Directors for Montgomery Community Media, the Honorable Jeffrey Slavin.
Okay, so even though the Legates next year, won't be in power, I know that they will still be influencing our community, exerting incredible leadership, and especially what they've done for the nonprofit sector is just more than amazing. So Ike and Catherine, we look forward to seeing you year after year at this event.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you.
And I do love that Louisiana connection. So before I present the last award of the night, I would like to acknowledge that our Congressman, Jamie Raskin, I think is on the way, and he's done so much for us. And also our Attorney General, Brian Frush. Where are you, Brian? Stand up. Another one of our homies. And as you might know, his wife, the powerful lawyer, Marcy Frush, is one of our board members. So now it's my pleasure to present the next and final Epic Award. The Chairman's Award is for distinguished members of our media community who represent supreme excellence in communication and much, much more. So while it's a complete understatement, tonight's winner serves the public with exceptional skill and dedication. And as you all know, you could say she was raised on politics as the daughter of a congresswoman and a congressman. Our honoree, Cokie Roberts, grew up in a household where public service was front and center. She's known across the nation for her incisive interviews and in-depth political reporting. Now, because of her address, she belongs to our Montgomery County community and family. But because of her work, she is truly a national treasure. Roll it.
Cokie Roberts is among a select few Americans named Living Legends by the Library of Congress. She earned the honor through a preeminent career in broadcast journalism that has lasted more than 40 years. Her parents, Hale and Lindy Boggs, were both members of the U.S. House of Representatives. Koki still lives in the Montgomery County home where she was raised. Her firsthand knowledge of government and a love of the democratic process helped Koki land a job covering Capitol Hill for a national public radio in 1978. Today, Koki is a senior analyst for NPR, a best-selling author, and political commentator for ABC News. She holds 3 Emmy Awards, was inducted into the Cable Hall of Fame, and has been named one of the 50 greatest women in the history of broadcasting. Koki Roberts is a national treasure, and tonight we recognize her as a beacon of our Montgomery County community. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Epic Chairman's Award, Koki Roberts.
Well, how sweet of all of you to stand up, but you probably were ready. What a great night. I mean, isn't this gorgeous? Look at this. Jennifer Kay did all this, and her aunt said to me earlier tonight, she did better than Melania last night. So, and Joe Johns, thank you. Good friend Joe. And doing this is a labor of love, and thank you for doing it. I moved into Montgomery County. I am a New Orleanian, along with Andrea. Ike is from Alexandria, Louisiana, which was a really scary place in the Jim Crow South. But here he has come with, thankfully, Catherine. And boy, have we been blessed in this county to have Ike and Catherine Leggett. Honestly, what leadership, what foresight, and what a pair. What a fabulous, fabulous pair. Ike, thank you for everything you have done. It's really been incredible. And Jeffrey, always doing everything for the county, such a communitarian. It's really wonderful. I moved into the house I live in 66 years ago. So I probably outdate a lot of you as a Montgomery County resident. I was married in the yard. My daughter was married in the yard. My wonderful brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Kitty and Glenn Roberts, who are here, were married in the yard. It is a very special place to us, Montgomery County. And one of the great things has been to see how it has changed so much for the better over those 66 years. When we moved here, it was a white suburban sleeper village of Washington. It's now this vibrant, fabulous, diverse community. Ike told me the other day that it's 40% foreign-born. And you see that everywhere. You certainly saw it in the performances tonight. I mean, what a great group. I've never seen white women having so much fun as they did in the that Batala dance, if you still remember it. It really is a great, wonderful, vibrant, growing, pulsing community. And our honorees tonight have really exemplified that. They're not just excellent in their chosen fields, but they are such communitarians, every single one of them, doing something in the community, even our youngest, working with the Girl Scouts, even as she's learning journalism and having a wonderful time doing it with the backpack journalism course that Montgomery Media teaches. So it is a great celebration, and I am thrilled to be part of it. This ability to have access through the media. The world of media, of course, is changing constantly, just like the county is. To have this wonderful access ability, these channels, but also the website and all of the things that you can do on your devices to have access to it, brings the greatness of this county and the diversity of this county into our homes. And it makes it possible for people who have felt voiceless to have voices. And it's not all boosterism. It does tell us how great the county is, but it's not just a rallying cry for Montgomery County. It also talks about the difficulties and the things we need to fix, the things we need to keep our great county even greater, because that's what journalism is about. It's not just saying the great things. And the kids are learning it, the community is benefiting from it, and I am greatly honored to be part of this evening. Thank you very, very much.
All right, so a little bit of housekeeping, that's about it, right? One thing the staff has asked me to say to you before we say goodnight is take a look at your table, pick a pledge card up, fill it out, drop it off with the staff before you leave. And they want me to remind you once again, they do accept credit cards. Also, MCM needs your support to complete that Silver Spring Media Lab. Your contribution is going to open doors for the entire community. And so we've already said thanks so much to Nanette, who's done so much with this organization. Also, yeah, thank you. You are the best. And Jen Kay, the silent partner you've heard so much about, who's running around here with a headset on. She's done an incredible job. Creo events. Keep them in your thoughts. And Gaynell Evans, I want to say also thanks to you wherever you are, babe. Just a great job tonight. With that, thanks everybody. I enjoyed it once again. Thanks for having me back. And I hope I wasn't too obnoxious. Love you all. Good night.